Welcome back to the Crypto is Key conversation. We're going to quickly jump into CoinGecko here. We're currently sitting at a $1.64 trillion market cap, currently down 5.3%. Coming and looking at the top 10 over here, Bitcoin sitting at 34,431, Ethereum sitting at 2,268, Tether is Tether, Binance Coin sitting at 352, Cardano sitting at $1.01, XRP sitting at 57 cents, currently down 4.6% in a 24-hour period. Solana sitting at 85.78, Terra sitting at 65.24, and then DOT sitting at 1701. And as you can see, there's still a lot of red going on in the market. Coming over here to the Bitcoin Fear and Greed Index, we're still sitting at a 13 right now. And as you can see, we've still been in this range for weeks and weeks. Still a lot of fear, FUD, and uncertainty going on within not only our markets, but all markets right now. Starting off, we're going to come over here to James K. Flynn. So obviously, we've been covering what's been going on with the Ripple versus SEC case and how now the SEC is trying to, redact Ripple gaining access to the William Hinman speech drafts and all those documents and communication logs. So now the SEC has sent out a motion to the judge to actually extend or delay them handing over that information, and they're really trying to get it to where they see that as privilege, when in reality they were saying that that wasn't the stance of the SEC at the time. That was Bill Hinman's personal opinion. So James K. Flynn had tweeted here. He says Ripple defendants have filed an objection to the SEC's request for additional time to file a motion for reconsideration of Judge Netburn's DPP ruling. And he says tag XRP down here says, the funny thing is the SEC is supposed to be a civil law enforcement agency that requires companies to disclose information. However, it is the SEC now being required to disclose information regarding multiple conflicts of interest. And the funny thing is, it's like they're trying to keep as much information as they possibly can. So like, truly, who are they trying to protect outside of themselves? They're not protecting the investors. Who are those people that they're trying to protect, behind this information with these documents and communications? So coming over here, John Deaton had tweeted here, on May 6, 2021, the judge ruled SEC must turn over certain documents. The SEC fought it. She ruled a second time the SEC invoked privilege. Although the judge ruled the vast majority of documents are privileged, the SEC objects to turning over any documents to Ripple. So coming down here, Tech XRP says, just curious, what would happen to Ripple if they did this? And then Johnny D says, Judge Netburn is a better judge than I would be. I would lose patience. I have allergies and allergies. He says, I have allergies and allergies. That would get in the way of being a judge. I'm allergic to, and then he has this little gif here, and I thought that was pretty funny because, like, in reality, if any other party were to do that, in a case versus the SEC, it wouldn't fly. But now the SEC is trying to invoke privilege on everything and redact, and black out 99% of documents that Ripple does have access to. How is Ripple supposed to fairly defend their side of the case? How is that fair in regards of litigation? So coming over here, Eleanor Terrett had tweeted this, and obviously we covered this video with Bill Hinman on CNBC, and pretty much this is the quote that came from him. It says, when we look at Bitcoin and we look at Ether, we're comfortable viewing these as items that do not have to be regulated as securities. And this is from his own mouth on video. We. It's nothing about his personal opinion. But now that the SEC is trying to claim that, in one regard, when they were called out on it, oh no, that's his personal opinion. But now that Judge Netburn have given Ripple access to his draft for that speech, oh now there's some components in there that are privileged, and that we need to make sure that we keep redacted from the outside world. It's kind of crazy that's kind of what's going on within this case. So coming over here, Stefan Hubert had tweeted this. He says, creating a monopoly for Ethereum, that has always been and maybe still is the goal for the SEC regulatory approach of this space. And he's commenting off of John Deaton's tweet here. Says, digital asset investors said monopoly, go to Coinbase's tradable tokens, read them. Take a note how many of the tokens are Ether based. Notice how many say Coinbase only supports ... the run on Ethereum, ERC20. So really, what was their plan? Clearly it was to slam the door on all other projects out there outside of Bitcoin and Ethereum. But like, what was their plan and strategy? Like, did they really think that this would go unnoticed? And the crazy thing is like digital asset investor always talks about like how they didn't anticipate, he says that the Twitter slews or, the Twitter community coming together and piecing together this timeline and really, going full steam ahead while trying to, protect what we invest in, but also, do what's right, because we all truly believe and have high conviction we're on the right side of law and the right side of history. But I mean, it's quite evident. It's like were they really trying to create a monopoly and just have Ethereum, Bitcoin, everything, and just everything else is just security? Like, how is that protecting the so-called investors you're set out to protect? Continuing on, we're coming over here to John Deaton's tweet here. Just here goes like some positives that's going on, with, the SEC versus Ripple, plus, a lot of the FUD, uncertainty and fear in the market that's going on. Is just, he's talking about using the XRP ledger to solve a Bitcoin problem. And keep in mind, I invest in Bitcoin, I invest in Ethereum, I love them. I think they all have their place in this market. I think as the digital asset investor always says is like, let's have a level playing field and let these, projects and companies compete, and the best will prevail. But he says using the XRP ledger to solve Bitcoin's problem. What's Bitcoin's problem? It's slow and expensive. Bitcoin maxis look at Lightning Network as a layer 2 solution for the Bitcoin problem. In my opinion, Jay has developed a better solution. Spin the Bits utilizes the XRPL. So he's commenting off of this tweet here. It says, this is from MetaWolf. It's actually cheaper and faster to send Bitcoin or Ethereum over the XRPL. So coming down here, John Deaton says, just as Chris Larson demonstrated using XRP to send Bitcoin, Spin the Bits allows you to spend your Bitcoin in seconds, securely and practically free. For example, Spin the Bits can move 10 million USD worth of Bitcoin for fractions of a penny utilizing XRPL. And he says, coming down here, watch this video. What's insanely absurd is the SEC is claiming that Bitcoin you spend or move is not a security, but the fractions of a penny of XRP that is used to transfer or spend the Bitcoin is a security. Wrap your brain around that argument. Like, honestly, like, isn't that like kind of like contradictory? Talking out of, both sides of your mouth type thing. It's crazy, like just the silliness that we're dealing with when it comes to, the SEC versus Ripple case. And this the SEC stance on Ripple and XRP. Coming over here, some more positives. So Digital Asset Investor had tweeted this. He says, we talk a lot about SEC versus Ripple case. Just a little reminder that XRP and Ripple are global. So we're coming down here, just listen in.
So now what we are doing in Japan is we created a consortium of more than 50 banks to come together to develop a completely new payments platform or infrastructure powered by Ripple's distributed ledger technology, which basically replaced the existing domestic payments system called the Zenkin system. It also can be applied for cross-border payments as well.
And that contrasts with Zelle, which is a fantastic enterprise.
Exactly.
It's built on the existing rails.
Yeah, that's right.
So just some more positives, in these so-called dark times. And then we've got some more over here. So obviously we've been talking a lot about the metaverse, NFTs, and how, you have Walmart, Nike, all these major corporations and companies and, venture capital groups that are all investing into the metaverse. So Rafa Kahneman had tweeted here talking about a report. This is EurasiaSgroup.net, has some sort of document that they have put up. He says, great report. Geopolitics of the metaverse, no escaping bifurcation. By Eurasia's Group briefly mentioned Ripple for enterprise payments. The real takeaway is that the metaverse is likely to be fragmented, walled, in need of interoperability. So he says hashtag XRP. So obviously we can kind of come in here. It says, let's come in here. So the blockchain ecosystem. First movers here include companies involved in blockchain services, oracles, services that connect smart contracts that run on blockchain systems such as Ethereum, with real world information, DeFi, and supporting services. Many of these firms are still largely oriented toward enterprise solutions for blockchain to facilitate cross-border commercial payment systems. For example, these include Consensus and Ripple Labs, as well as consortia such as Hyperledger, Fabric, and the R3 Consortium, R3 Corda. So as you can see, we are quite aware of how massive the metaverse community is, and the NFT community and the gaming community is. So, to see, they have Ripple Labs in here and they're talking about, fragmented, walled, and in need of interoperability. And you have, XRP being that cross-border, payment utility and function, for fractions of a penny. It's going to be absolutely massive. And I was listening to a video today, and they were, covering the components and how massive the actual population and community size of the metaverse is. And they were saying like within the next 5+ years, they could be $1 trillion, it can be like a trillion. I think they said something around like almost 800 billion. Just to let you know, I mean, that's early. And then you have like people like LAO Trades and them, talking about like in the next decade or decades, how massive, the whole call gaming, metaverse and community can be. And that can be trillions and trillions of dollars, within that just one space. So to see this is just another positive when it comes to Ripple and XRP and, their ability to, partake and find their foothold within the metaverse. So coming over here, I thought this was a great way to end the video. Hassan had tweeted this. He says, neither Bitcoin nor Ethereum. He says, neither nor Bitcoin nor Ethereum. It is a clarity of XRP that will save the market. So I thought that was pretty bold and pretty powerful. I mean, quite honestly, he could be right. I mean, for all we know, the SEC and Ripple case can be solved, whether it's through litigation or some sort of, settlement, and that can really spark and reignite this market and get us out of this fearful and, extreme fear, state that we're in. So who knows? Like I told you, I'm a big advocate of Bitcoin. We invest in Bitcoin and Ethereum. We hold a lot of XRP. That's our highest. We've been accumulating since 2017. We've been through the ebbs and flows and good and bad in the market. So we've seen what this market has to offer, as in, the good and the bad. So just in this stance that we're in particular, me and my wife, this is just another rough segment in our investing plans here in our portfolio, and it's all good. We have high conviction on this space, high conviction on Ripple and XRP, and we truly believe that we're on the right side of law, on the right side of history, and we're going to continue to accumulate what we can, hold strong. And quite honestly, there's a lot of positives out there. There's a lot of adoption, and we've covered it, even with all this negativity that's going on. With all that being said, stay strong out there. Be safe.